I'm going to Portugal!
Hello, I'm Chelsea, and in this video I'm showing you what it's actually like to travel at the moment, from the forms you have to fill in to the tests you have to do too. Now, this was filmed back when Portugal was a green country and there were no perks for vaccinated travellers. But the rules can change a lot, and so before you travel anywhere, make sure you checked your destination's FCDO page and the .gov site for the rules for getting back to the UK. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start at the beginning.
I cannot believe I am packing to go on a plane in just a few hours. Speaking of which, yeah, gotta leave in like 25 minutes. I haven't packed yet, but first of all, let's go through the first thing on that checklist, which was book a flight. I got the flights for an absolute bargain, £9.99 each way, and that's one of my top tips throughout all of this. I've always said, if you can book a super cheap flight, even if your plans go awry, you know, I'm not gonna be super sad about losing £20. But it looks like, in this instance, it's going ahead. And I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit on the checklist now and talk you through the fact that I booked a hotel and I booked it with free cancellation. I actually could cancel that hotel until last night at 11:59 p.m. and I'll pay out the hotel itself. So the money never left my account, i.e. if my trip didn't go ahead, I was totally covered. But I'm glad it's done. I've got somewhere to check into tonight. But speaking of which, I should probably pack. The final thing that needs to be packed is bloody you, my love. You're coming with me. It's time to go. The next thing on my checklist was making sure that Portugal were actually going to accept tourists, which it was looking a little dicey for a while, but last Friday they did confirm it. And they also confirmed that they would need you to take a PCR test 72 hours before your departure, and obviously it needed to show that it was negative. By the way, every country will have a different policy, so just because Portugal's is a PCR, it doesn't mean that the country you're going to will be the same. Also, some will let vaccinated tourists in without having to do a test, but again, you need to check. The best way to do this is go to the FCDO page, find the country that you're after, and click on entry requirements. Oh, I don't miss this. Always cutting it fine. It's good to know that some things never change.
For Stansted Airport.
There's no one around me. Right, let me just explain about the PCR tests. I took mine with a company called Certific. It cost £72. Oh my god, you need to see the inside of it. Look, if you're a woman, you understand, alright? I did also order a Randox test, which comes to your house, is only £60. It didn't turn up. That is worth checking out if you've got time to order it ahead, because you could order it like 2, 3, 4 weeks in advance. Now, today is a Tuesday. My flight is at 4:15, and therefore I took my test on Saturday just after that time, so I was in the 72-hour window. I sent it off. It was with the lab by 7:15, and I had my results the next day by 3:30. So all in all, a really, really good method of doing it. Other options include walk-in centres who send it off for you, or ones who do it literally there and then for you. But what I've seemed to found is the quicker the service, the more expensive it's going to cost you. And so those ones that they mail to you and then you mail back are always going to be your cheapest option. And for me, they worked, but they definitely come with more stress. I'll list all the details of everything I've mentioned down in the description.
Stansted Airport. This train will now terminate here.
Right, another really important part of your checklist is checking that the country you're going to is approved by the FCDO. That is the Foreign Office. The long name of it is the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office. Ooh, nailed it. Now, this is important because if it isn't advised for you to go to that country, it may invalidate your travel insurance, which is a massive checklist that you want to be ticking off if you're traveling at the moment. I'm very lucky. My annual policy covers me if I get COVID before I go on holiday, and if I get COVID whilst I'm there. It doesn't cover me for cancellations if I decide to not go because the restrictions have changed, and you're going to be hard pressed to find anything that does that, but you should be able to find the former. Now, this is how you can see if the country you're going to is approved by the FCDO. It's a bit confusing, but this is how.
So here's the FCDO page for Canada, and if you scroll down in bold here, you will see that the FCDO advises against all but essential travel to Canada. Now here's Portugal's page, and if we scroll down, you will see that there isn't that paragraph anywhere.
And that's how I knew that my insurance was absolutely fine for Portugal. Now, I am very uncharacteristically early at the airport. I'm here 2 whole hours before my flight. This is not like me. I'm normally like a dash and get here 40 minutes before. But I thought I needed to give myself time so I could capture for you what it's actually like, and just in case there's big queues for anything. So that's what we're going to check out now. You know what? The moment I go into that airport, I'm going to have to be wearing my mask all the time. And this way you can actually see what I'm saying a little bit better. I'm in the train station now. There's nobody about and it's semi-outside. So forgive me if I'm breaking rules, but I'll do this really quickly. The final thing you have to do on your checklist for getting to a country is checking to see if you need to fill in a certain form. Now, Portugal have got a passenger locator form. I have filled this in. I actually had to wait until I checked in with Ryanair because you need to know your seat number. But it was super easy to do. It took me 2 minutes, really easy. And if you're looking to see if there is a form for the country you're after, again, go on the FCDO website, literally search for where you're off to. So Greece, FCDO, Germany, FCDO, it will be the first thing that comes up on Google. And you want to be clicking on entry requirements, and on there it will tell you absolutely everything. Now this does give you a QR code, which it will also email to you. So when you get it, just screenshot it and save it somewhere so it's easy to access and you're not panicking when you get to the country and when there's probably going to be a lot of queues. Let's go and check out what the airport's like. I can't believe I'm at the airport. Oh my god. Oh, it is so quiet. It's dead. This is the quietest I've ever seen it. Like I'm going away. Okay, so as I walked up to my gate, there was several Ryanair staff going, "Have you got your slip?" I was like, "What's the slip?" And basically I had to show them that I had, sorry, and it's the mentalies, you probably hear them drying their hands. I had to show them that I had my negative PCR test, and on the test they were specifically looking for my name, my date of birth, when I got the test done, and also that it was an RT PCR, so make sure you're checking you're getting the right PCR test. But once that was done, she filled in my little slip. I'm not going to show you what it says because between you and I, it'd be very easy to duplicate. I don't know if this is going to stay the same forever. I hope not. It's not. It's tough, isn't it? They need to have some kind of system, and at least this means that in the queue they're not checking. I'll be in the queue with my slip, hand it over and get straight on board. So it makes sense. Well, that took 2 minutes, but I am very, very, very glad I paid extra for seats because they were asking me a few questions. I would say that every single person will take about 2 minutes. They had 4 people on the counters, and that adds up across a whole flight. So I was 4th in the queue, smashed it. Worth paying a bit more, I think. Oh, do you know what I just thought? I offered forward my passenger locator QR code, but she didn't scan it and she didn't ask me for it. So I don't know if that was enough for her, or whether or not I'm going to be asked for it again before I leave. Okay, now outside. The reason why Lisbon is the perfect getaway destination for the weekend is because the airport is super close to the city, takes you about 15 minutes, and what's more, taxis are so cheap. The big question is, where do I get picked up from? There is, of course, the metro station there. But since it's COVID, and since it's so cheap, I'm gonna get an Uber. Okay, what you haven't seen is I spent the last 10 minutes wandering around trying to get to the point on Uber. P8, that's what was on the Uber. That's what you're looking for, guys. Let's find ourselves an Uber. Okay, if you decide that you want an Uber, it's complicated because everyone at the airport told me to go to where the taxis are, but that is not where you get an Uber from. You need to be looking for parking 8, which actually you come out, you have to keep walking and get to a place like this. And the taxis pull up here. Okay? It's confusing. I wish it hadn't taken me 25 minutes to work it out. Yay, Fabio!
Não vai acontecer hoje. A máquina lavará por mim.
Ooh, this was fun. He was so nice, so helpful, and he gave me a gin. We like Thomas. Ooh. Oh, this is a nice room. It's nice, right? Moxy is a chain. I think it's owned by Marriott, and it is a really good go-to, like 3-star but trendy and quite cool option if you are staying in a city and you're not sure where to go. He did say that he had upgraded me. Woo! Oh Jesus, sorry, Mr. Lamp. I didn't actually email ahead. I do have a template on my website that helps people get upgrades, but I didn't email ahead because this is really, really sad. I'm a total scaredy cat, so when I go away on my own and travel, I actually want the smallest room because there's less places to look to see if a man is hiding in a cupboard. I can't believe I've just admitted that. But that's the reason why I don't ever email. This is perfect. I think I can cope just fine, mostly because there's no cupboards. Ooh, let's take a look at the bathroom. Hello. Oh, this is so nice. Like, 3-star hotels have got fancy. God, I'm hungry. Oh. Here I am with half a litre of sparkling wine that I accidentally ordered and I'm not too unhappy about it. And here's my food. Oh my god, it looks so good. Right, I'm going to enjoy this. I'm on my own, talking to my camera, looking like a fucking weirdo. So I'm going to sign off here and I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. So, I've got 24 hours in Portugal, which I'm very excited about. But this one is one that I booked at home from a company called Qured. I have scheduled an appointment to be online with a health advisor who's going to double check I do it right. When my test comes back as negative, they'll email me the email confirmation I need to get back on my flight. It's very early. Had an absolutely lovely day yesterday. But oh my god, my voice. But I'm up very, very early to go to the airport because I'm doing another lateral flow test. Why? I've already got one. Because I wanted to test out another option for you. So lots of airports will offer this as well in Portugal, it seems. And so I wanted to show you that too. But it involves having to get to the airport 45 minutes before my check-in time, which for me is so early to have to get to the airport. But my appointment's at 6:55. It's now 6:20. Thank God Portugal's airport is close and easy to get to. I need to get changed, so let's go. It's 6:35. I better get cracking. Let's go.
Okay, we love him because I'm pretty sure he only had to drop me off where I got the Uber from. He dropped me off right at the airport. God love you, gonna tip you. But I'm already 2 minutes late for my appointment, so let's get a move on. What? I wish I'd taken the time when I went in. That was the quickest thing I've ever done in my life. Right, let me sit down somewhere and I'll explain to you. So, let me explain that test. Mad. I walked in. Hello, I'm here for my test. What's your name? Paid. Go straight in. There's 3 people working, all in full PPE. I sit down at a chair. She says, okay, put your mask down to here. So I put my mask. She came straight in, up each nostril. Thought she was gonna poke my fucking brain out. Please wait. Coffee break. I've just I said Chelsea like the football team. It's fucking close, ladies. It's close. Anyway, she went straight in, both nostrils, no mouth, which I'm glad for, because when she went straight for nostrils, I was like, am I supposed to put that in my mouth now? And that was literally it. I was in for 30 seconds. She said, we'll email you. Bye. Off I went, and I have had my email. In fact, the email came through. I got out at 7:05. My email was with me by. I got the email by 7:23. So very, very quick turnaround. Oh, it was negative, by the way. Can you imagine if it was positive after yesterday as well? A big thing that you need to double check with wherever you go is that your results they'll be in English. I believe they can be in 2 other languages too. I'm going to put it on the screen. Basically, all the information you need is on the government page, which I will link below. I didn't have to be at the airport so bloody early, especially considering I already have a test. But I'm here now. I've got my Starbucks. I've got a croissant, ham and cheese, which they call a croissant misto. I'm going to enjoy this. And in 2 hours and 5 minutes, I'll board my plane. For fuck's sake. I'm back because I'm such an idiot. I've done this whole checklist and I nearly missed the last one, which is doing a passenger locator form to get back into the UK. Can you imagine if I'd done everything but that and then got fined £500? Right, I'm doing it now. You can submit the form any time in the 48 hours before you arrive in the UK, so I'm so fine. I just had to do it before I actually got into England. I actually can't believe I nearly forgot. Okay, so this is the bit I think everyone wants to know, which is testing after you arrive in the UK. Ask me, are you required to book coronavirus tests for when you arrive in the UK? Yes. Now list here, if you've only been in low risk / green list countries or islands in the last 10 days, you must book a day 2 test package. Now I do have a booking reference and it's at home waiting for me, so I need to pop that in. So I'm putting in the test booking reference I got when I ordered my Randox kit. I haven't personally seen it yet. James has received it for me, so I really hope that this is enough. God, fingers crossed. Great. It let me put in the booking reference, so that's a good thing for you to know. As long as you ordered it, the test booking reference that you get through on your email is enough. I.e., if you've totally forgotten, you can buy your day 2 test at the airport and put that reference code in. Okay, good. But try and remember it. Right, I'm going to submit this and go and get on my flight. Here over 2 hours early and still only getting to my flight for final call. So as I got to my Ryanair gate, they did ask for my UK passenger locator form, thank God. Can you imagine if they asked me there and then? I would have been in such a panic. And I showed my negative lateral flow test too. So far everyone is checking. I will say they're not scanning, but they are double checking to see that you've actually done it. Now let the race begin.
moment of truth. How busy is it going to be? Oh. Well, that was the quickest Stansted experience I've ever had in my life. But again, I will say that it took me about 30 seconds to go through that guy, and I had my documents ready. I imagine some people won't not. I was not expecting them to ask for proof of my day 2, but they did. Fortunately, all on email. Really quick for me to find it, but get it prepped. But for a whole big busy flight, if you're at the back, it's going to slow you down, isn't it? So I was lucky because there were no other flights there, and I was off first. But otherwise, that's it. Right, I'm gonna get myself home. I've got one last thing to do, my day 2 test, and then we'll be done.
I'll spare you the faff, but I got home, I did my day 2 test, which confusingly, if you're coming back from a green list country, you actually can do the test on day 2 or before. So it was fine, I did it on this day basically. I used Randox for this, and then I spent a horrible amount of time trying to find their drop box in London. But the test did come back negative the next day, so I was pretty happy with the service. I hope you liked this video. I have literally just finished editing it right now and doing the last bit here. Please do give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and if you're not already, why not subscribe for more cheap travel videos. The next video will be all about that test I did from my hotel room, because I get a lot of questions about that over on my Instagram. But in the interim, you can go ahead and watch one of these videos. I think you'll like them. Thanks a lot, and see you in the next video. Bye!